You are not imagining it. Menopause fatigue is real, and if you feel like you're dragging through your day, needing caffeine or sugar just to stay upright, you are not alone. It's one of the most common menopause symptoms, right up there with hot flashes at night, brain fog, and perimenopause, and just overall menopause sleep problems. Welcome to Joyful Menopause. Today we are talking about something so many of you have told me you're struggling with: fatigue, exhaustion, that bone-deep tiredness that no nap can fix. In this episode, we're going to look at why you're so tired, even if you're technically getting enough sleep, the hidden role of blood sugar swings and energy crashes, how stress and cortisol may be draining your reserves, and what you can do starting today to feel more like yourself again. So let's get started.
Menopause doesn't have to feel like you are living in someone else's body. Your host, Linda Enright, has spent the last 25 years helping women to thrive in midlife. Here you'll find science-based practical advice that you can start using today to get real results for your health. Welcome to Joyful Menopause.
Let's start with this. Your body is doing a lot during perimenopause and menopause. Hormones like estrogen and progesterone don't just affect your period, they influence everything from your brain to your blood sugar to how well you sleep at night. That is part of why sleep and menopause are so tightly connected. That means when those hormones start to shift, so does your energy. And for many women, what that can look like is feeling groggy in the morning, no matter how long you slept, needing sugar, carbs, or coffee to push you through the afternoon, and maybe feeling wired but tired at night, unable to calm down and truly rest. This is a common sign of menopause insomnia. Does any of that sound familiar to you? One of the most overlooked energy zappers during menopause is unstable blood sugar. Here's the thing: you don't have to be diabetic or even pre-diabetic for blood sugar swings to steal your energy. When your blood sugar goes up quickly, say after a refined, sort of carb-heavy meal or snack, your body responds by releasing a burst of insulin to bring that back down. But during menopause, your body may become more insulin resistant, meaning it doesn't handle that rise as efficiently. So that can lead to bigger crashes, and with each crash, you're likely to feel tired, shaky, craving more sugar or caffeine. You might feel anxious or irritable, or like you just hit a wall mid-afternoon. Is that ringing any bells for you? It becomes a vicious cycle: eat, crash, crave, repeat. And every time your blood sugar dips too low, your adrenal glands release cortisol, your main stress hormone, that brings it back up. So that's a big deal, because elevated cortisol over time doesn't just make you feel tired and wired, it contributes to belly fat, hormone disruption, menopause sleep problems, and even worsens brain fog symptoms. So if you're thinking, I'm doing everything right, but I still feel exhausted, this could be your missing link. And also what I hear all the time is, I'm doing everything right, but I keep gaining weight, particularly around the abdomen. If that's you and you're wondering how to lose weight during menopause, this may be your missing link. So here's what can help to stabilize your energy through the day. Number one, don't skip meals, especially breakfast. Starting your day with protein can help set your blood sugar up for success all day long. So also understand, that doesn't mean you have to get up and eat at 7 a.m. It might not be until 9 or 10. That can be totally okay if that feels good for your body. But if you are sort of forcing yourself to wait to eat, then you're sending a confusing message to your body that you aren't nourishing it well, and that's not going to work either. So that breakfast meal, seeing what works for you in the timing, is just fine. But it's important to start out with a good nourishing meal earlier in your day. We want to build meals around three things: protein, fiber, and healthy fat. This slows digestion and keeps your blood sugar more stable. Protein from lean sources, fiber with lots of fruits and vegetables, maybe a little bit of whole grain, and healthy fats, things like nuts and seeds, olive oil, avocados, or fatty fish for protein and healthy fat. You want to limit ultra-processed carbs and added sugars. They give you a quick boost of energy, but drop you hard, leaving you feeling exhausted. And then you want to watch caffeine habits too. Using caffeine to push through the dips in energy might just kind of cover up the problem and then worsen sleep later. It's not just about what you eat, but how and when. So eating erratically or grazing all day keeps your insulin on overdrive. So you want to have consistent meals with enough nourishment, allowing your body to relax and focus on repair and not emergency management all the time. So once you get your blood sugar under control, the difference in your energy can feel like flipping a switch. You're more clear-headed, more even-tempered, and you don't maybe feel like you need a nap or a latte to make it to dinner. So now let's talk about stress a little bit and the hormone that drives it, cortisol. I already mentioned cortisol. Cortisol isn't all bad. In fact, it plays a really important role in your body. It helps to regulate blood pressure, blood sugar, and immune function. It gives you energy in the morning and helps you to respond to challenges to get you started in the day. But here's the problem. Cortisol is meant to go up briefly, then come back down. During menopause, because of lower levels of estrogen and progesterone, which normally helps to buffer your body's stress response, you can become more sensitive to stress. So what used to maybe roll off your back now feels overwhelming, and your cortisol levels, they can stay elevated longer than they should. So over time, this can leave you, again, feeling wired but tired, anxious, irritable, on edge, craving sugar or maybe carby, salty snacks, and yes, drained, fatigued. Your body is basically living in a low-grade state of fight or flight. And just like you wouldn't want to run a marathon every day, you can't keep producing cortisol at high levels without at some point burning out. Chronic stress also interferes with sleep, suppresses your digestion, and promotes fat storage, especially around the middle. And if you're already dealing with hormone changes in menopause, this just compounds everything. So what can you do? You can't eliminate all the stress, but you can change how your body responds to it. So that's the secret. You want to start small with these nervous system soothers, things that can calm your nervous system. First thing you can do is get outside and go for a walk, especially in the light of the morning. Just even 10 minutes in the morning can really help. You want to try deep breathing or meditation just for 5 minutes, or even just practice taking 3 deep breaths throughout your day. So when you sit down to eat, when you're washing your hands, or when you're sitting at a stoplight, something you could do every time you have a desire to pick up your phone, take three deep breaths. You might find you get a lot of relaxation breathing built into your day. You could also practice yoga. Gentle stretching in the evening before bed is wonderful to calm at the end of your day. You can keep a journal. A gratitude journal is awesome. Something to clear the mental clutter before you go to bed can be super helpful. And create boundaries around news, emails, social media. They are really good at stimulating your nervous system, which we're trying to avoid. So these aren't just things that are nice to have. They are tools that lower your cortisol and help your body get back into a state of rest, repair, and energy restoration, bringing your energy back up. And remember, rest, it's not a perk, it's not a reward, it's an absolute requirement, especially at this time in life. And let's not forget the sleep piece. If you're not getting quality sleep, you're not going to feel rested, period. Poor sleep is frustrating, I know, I've been there. But the thing is, it can affect everything, and I expect you've maybe been there too. Sleep impacts your immune system, your mood, your weight, and even brain health in the long term. Lack of restorative sleep has been linked to depression, anxiety, heart disease, Alzheimer's, weight gain, and more. That's because sleep is the time your body restores, it repairs itself. During deep sleep, you make growth hormone. Your body produces growth hormone, which is critical for muscle, bone, and tissue repair. Your brain even clears out waste, something that's called the lymphatic system, which is really more active during sleep than it is when you're awake. So this system helps to remove something called beta amyloid plaques, something you've maybe heard of. It's the same protein that's associated with Alzheimer's disease. Sleep loss also disrupts your hunger and fullness hormones, ghrelin and leptin, which can make you crave sugar and carbs and lead to weight gain. And if you've ever felt more sort of emotionally reactive or maybe foggy after a bad night's sleep, you're not imagining that either. Poor sleep increases stress, reduces impulse control, and amplifies negative emotions. So it's not just a bad night, it's a big deal, especially with post-menopause sleep problems becoming more common and overlooked. Instead of chasing melatonin or another sleep supplement, start upstream. Balance your blood sugar first. with whole food meals, like I talked about, protein, fiber, and nourishing fats throughout your day. Lower your cortisol with calming routines, especially before bed. And then maybe rethink just nighttime habits you have. Make your bedroom dark and cool. Avoid screens before bed. And create a predictable wind down routine. It's not just little kids that need that predictable wind down routine. At all ages, our body needs that. These things can really add up to build, again, that foundation that will allow for improved sleep. A few really powerful tips I love from the book, The Sleep Solution. Number one, expose yourself again to that morning light and movement. It sets your circadian clock. Avoid eating heavy meals or protein too close to bedtime. Something that can be helpful, a few things: tart cherry juice, almonds, herbal teas like chamomile, they actually support the natural production of melatonin. And if you wake up in the night and you can't sleep, don't panic, rest. Just resting quietly can actually still give you benefits for your brain and body. Sleep isn't a luxury, of course. I'm sure you know that. It's an important foundational part of your health, and improving it takes time and consistency and a little strategy. So by now you might be thinking, I've tried these things, but I'm still tired, I'm still overwhelmed, and I still don't feel like myself. That's because while these small steps can help, sometimes what you really need might be a complete reset, looking at a lot of different components around your lifestyle and your habits. So, things like a way to reconnect with your body, understand really what is it asking for, and getting support to make lasting changes. That is exactly what I guide women through in my Be Well Joyful Menopause Plan coaching program. It's not about chasing a perfect diet. It's not about rigid rules or another quick fix. It's about really understanding what is going on in your body and figuring out what to do about it. And I help you every step of the way. So inside the program, you get a personalized plan that helps to support your energy, your hormones, your mood. You learn how to fuel your body in a way that's satisfying, nourishing, not stressful. You understand what's behind the symptoms: fatigue, weight gain, brain fog, and poor sleep. And you get tools to feel clearer, stronger, and more grounded every day. You don't have to figure this out on your own. I created this program because I've worked with hundreds of women who felt just like you, confused by the changes in their body, dismissed by doctors, and tired of feeling exhausted. They wanted to feel vibrant again, not just cope with menopause, but actually make it joyful and thrive in it. And I want that for you too. If you're ready for a bigger shift, a sustainable one that actually works in your real life, join me in my Joyful Menopause Plan program. So you can go to the comments below and find out more. Before we go, I want to tell you about my client, Karen. When Karen came to me, she was 51, and she said she was just like running on fumes. She described her days as a never-ending cycle of coffee and willpower. She'd wake up exhausted, she'd power through her workday, she'd crash mid-afternoon, and then she'd struggle to fall asleep at night. She told me she used to feel energy and sharp, but now she felt foggy and moody and puffy and just not herself. She thought it was just getting older. Like, what are you going to do? That's what she kept being told. Or maybe she was doing something wrong. It was her fault. She'd tried low carb, intermittent fasting, cutting out sugar, but nothing seemed to help for very long. So here's what we found out together: that she was skipping breakfast and drinking 2 cups of coffee before eating anything. Her meals weren't balanced, mostly carbs, not enough protein or fat. She was pushing through stress all day with no real time for recovery. And her evenings were packed with to-do lists and scrolling on her phone, not helping her sleep at all. So we started simple. We added a protein-rich breakfast. Within an hour of waking, that seemed to work best for her. Nothing fancy, just eggs, some greens with avocado. We adjusted her meals to really focus, as I said before, protein, fiber, healthy fat. We made sure she wasn't going more than 4 to 5 hours without food, but she wasn't grazing all day long either. She also started taking those 10-minute morning walks and doing a little bit of breathing throughout the day with 5 minutes. She sort of planned for 5 minutes before bed. We worked on reducing screen time in the evening, creating that calming wind down routine. And most importantly, she let go of the idea that she had to just sort of push through this fatigue. Within just a couple weeks, she told me, I didn't realize how bad I felt until I started to feel better. Her energy became more steady. Her sugar cravings dropped dramatically. She wasn't crashing in the afternoon. And maybe best of all, she started sleeping. Good sleep then had left her feeling clear-headed. When she woke up in the morning, she felt better than she had in a long time. So over time, Karen didn't just get her energy back, she got everything back. She finally felt like herself again. And that's the kind of transformation that's possible when we stop blaming our bodies, start supporting them, and getting the right kind of help. So thanks for tuning in today to Joyful Menopause. If you like this episode, share it with a friend who's feeling fatigued, and know that you are not alone. There is a better way. I'll see you next time.